A week ago, without debate, Washington lawmakers passed a bill that removed themselves from the state's voter-approved Open Records Act. Senate Bill 6617 keeps years of emails and other documents off limits, allowing legislators to police themselves when it comes to secrecy. The bill was passed in the State House and Senate in 48 hours and now sits on Governor Jay Inslee's desk. The governor is expected to act on it soon. iFIBER 1 News interviewed two lawmakers from both sides of the Cascades, Senator Judy Warnick, a Moses Lake Republican, and Senator Tim Sheldon, the state's longest-standing legislator under the Capitol Dome. Sheldon is a Democrat from Potlatch in Mason County who caucuses with Senate Republicans. While their legislative districts are more than 200 miles apart, their reasons for approving Senate Bill 6617 were about as close as their Capitol campus offices. Sheldon explains what led up to the Senate's decision to approve the bill, despite media opposition because it limits transparency.
This is a long-standing issue, and it stems from a lawsuit that Associated Press and others filed against the legislature. We have an Open Public Meetings Act that was passed by the people many years ago. Now, the legislature, in a hasty decision, I mean, it was a court case, so they put together a bill and passed it very quickly, probably quicker than any bill I've seen here in Olympia in a long, long time. It passed the House and the Senate with large majorities. Now, it needs a governor's signature, obviously, to become law, and I think by tonight at midnight, the governor has to make a decision if he'll veto the bill, veto portions of the bill, which is possible, but those have to be entire sections.
Warnick shared why she approved the Open Records Act exemption for lawmakers.
I feel that the bill that we passed out still allows for transparency. I'm disappointed that the media doesn't feel that way for the most part, but I am more than open for any of my records that we feel that should be released. Unfortunately, in my position, we have a lot of people that come to us, my staff and myself, to help with very personal issues, family issues, issues with agencies. And so we receive information from our constituents that really shouldn't be put out in the media.
Sheldon talked about why he voted in favor of the legislative records exemption.
I want my constituents to feel if they come into this office and talk to me about an issue, it may be very personal, it may be a mental health issue, it could be a domestic violence issue, that is confidential. And I don't believe that constituents will continue to use us as a resource, and what we do as state legislators is deal with constituents day in and day out. I don't believe they would have confidence in us or come in if they thought that those correspondence, those records, those conversations were not confidential.
A Thurston County court ruled that legislative leaders violated the state's Open Records Act. Lawmakers appealed that decision, and it may end up in the state Supreme Court. Warnick says the court decision created an untenable situation for lawmakers.
The court ruling put an unworkable situation on us. They made each senator, each representative, their own agency. I couldn't ask any of my staff to help if we had a public records request. I'd have to do it on my own or hire somebody on my own dime to do that. I couldn't use Senate staff under that court ruling. Also, the ruling, because of public records requests in the past, said that I had to be available 30 hours a week. Well, I have an office in Olympia, I have an office in Moses Lake, and we're going to be opening one in Ellensburg for a district office. Where am I to be available for those 30 hours a week? And that was the unworkable part.
Sheldon and Warnick say they doubt the bill would lead to legislative abuse of open government.
From my standpoint, I don't see an abuse. If it is, it's inadvertent. But we need to be able to do our work, and the way that court ruling came down, we wouldn't be able to do our work.
At the state capitol in Olympia, I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.